Hey, it's Angie.
And Sherrel.
And she is our passion for food columnist at the Oklahoman. Now today we're making plum, is that right?
Plum roasted pork tenderloin.
Yum.
And so it's plum good.
I know it. Now how do we get started?
Well, what we're going to do first is I've taken the pork tenderloin and I've just put it in I've sprayed a baking dish with some cooking spray so it's easy to clean up when you're finished.
There you go.
And then I'm going to take some sliced apples and put around.
So you just kind of
like
place them
so.
around?
Yeah, just anywhere in the dish. These are going to give the tenderloin its flavor.
Do you want red apples generally?
You can use any. The green ones have a lot of flavor right now. I just happen to have the red ones
on hand.
And then I like to put a little bit of some of the plum in here, and this is just a red plum.
Okay.
And this all roasts along with the pork, and it infuses the pork with this nice fruity flavor, and then it gets in there. And the plums are just gorgeous right now, and there's an easy way that you can get them apart. I like to do this, and I give it a little, after I cut all the way around, I just kind of give it a twirl. Well, and you can slice around the seed if you need to, if it's a little more firm. It won't hurt with the baking that it's that way, but if they're a little more ripe, you can actually twist both halves and just pull it apart, and then you can just take the seed out and slice it. So that works pretty well. And I like to put a lot of plums, and then I also use another form of plum, which is a prune, and I stuff those in. Around.
Now, not a ton of people like prunes, but
well, I think that this will just work them in, and they'll get all that iron and fiber, and so it's not a problem. And this is
to do it. It's for your health.
That's right. And these are raisins actually, and they're made from 3 kinds of grapes. And I just found those in the store, and I thought they were great because they have both white, red, and the dark raisins as well. So I thought that was kind of fun.
It's beautiful. Look at that creation.
Yeah, it's already pretty. Now, if you have some rosemary, tuck that in too. I forgot to bring mine this morning, so. But I'm putting, these are cranberries or craisins, and that works great. Then I take some fresh orange juice.
Which I watched her
squeezed. I've still got, this is a Valencia orange, and so it does have the seeds, so occasionally I have to remove one.
Oh, wow.
I'm putting this down in the pan.
Delicious.
I know, it is very good. And then you can do a little bit of ginger on it. And I'm just going to grate some fresh ginger.
Okay.
Doesn't take much. And then I like to do a little bit of orange rind as well.
Just a little bit of
So we're just adding all these flavoring agents to the mixture. I'm going to take some red onion, just little pieces of that, and add to the mix. It also, you know how onion, when you cook it with a pot roast or something, the nice flavor that it gets. And so that's going to infuse all of this as well. So we're just burying the tenderloin in these
This just looks
wonderful
very
things.
good for you and tasty.
Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of red wine to the mixture because I want to have some little juices when I'm all done, and a tiny bit of balsamic vinegar right over the top of the tenderloin.
That's a great way to keep it from pouring out.
Yeah, well, something happened to my little cap on this, so you have to just improvise.
There you go.
It helps you become a cook that can kind of deal with whatever happens, and sometimes in the kitchen you have crazy things.
How long in the oven?
About an hour.
Okay.
And you can kind of tell at 350.
Okay.
Yeah,
perfect.
So that works, and so we'll just pop that in the oven. And I happen to have...
And then magic!
Magic! I happen to have one in a different pan, of course, that I did earlier.
Yes.
And this is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven.
So good.
And see the natural juices are there to just spoon over the pork, and you just lift it out, slice it, and then ladle the fruit over like a gravy or a sauce. So it makes a delicious sauce, and you could cook up some wild rice, have a salad, and you're done.
And obviously, Sherrel is the food expert, so, you know, she said this is the time of year to get your plums.
Right. It's the perfect time for plums and for pork tenderloin, and great fall dish.
Now, this looks amazing, this plum pork tenderloin, roasted pork tenderloin.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And like I said,
very good.
She's the food expert. She says this is the time of year for your plums.
Well, my family thinks I am. I guess that's what counts.
You are.
Anyway.
Check out the Passion for Food column by Sherrel Jones in the Oklahoman in the Life section for this recipe. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Angie.
Let's see it.